Well, this past year, COVID has been tough on a lot of folks and some not so great things happening, but there are some great things that have happened due to COVID. And here to give us an update on some of those great changes that have been happening in the city of Greeley, and specifically with our Greeley City Council, is Anissa Hollingshed, who is our Greeley City Clerk. Anissa, so great to have you here today.
Thank you, Amy. Very glad to be here.
All right, so as I mentioned, there have been a lot of changes and adjustments and just stuff that's been happening specifically with council and within the city of Greeley. And so today I wanted to bring you in and just talk about some of those updates. And one of the biggest is that the Greeley City Council is back here in council chambers in downtown Greeley.
Yes, absolutely. We're back and better than before because we're now offering the opportunity for hybrid participation for both our members and the public.
All right, so let's talk about what hybrid means, because that can mean a lot of different things to different people. In this particular case, it means folks can either come here to council chambers where we are today, or they can watch virtually. So that's that hybrid component. So let's lead folks through. Let's start with that in person. We're right back here in council chambers. What does that look like, and what can folks expect?
Well, it's very similar to what they would have anticipated prior to COVID. The meeting itself is taking place right here in chambers. Most of our council members will be right here in chambers for every meeting, up on the dais for council meetings as they're accustomed to. Members of the public are free to come be part of the meeting audience. As members of the audience, they can participate in the citizen input portion of the meeting or any public hearings of the meeting as well. Come right up here to this podium and offer their input to the council. And really that participation has not really changed from pre-council.
All right, so for the folks who are more comfortable with being in person and being in council chambers and kind of being maybe a little bit more eye to eye, things are back to normal, and that, like you said, hasn't changed much. The part that has changed is the virtual option, which is really very cool. So let's talk about that.
Right, so we got very good at virtual meetings over the last year or so. So this was an opportunity to incorporate that with the in-person meetings. So all of our council meetings are now also being conducted virtually. There'll be a webinar. Right now we're using the Zoom platform for that webinar. So members of the public can dial in to the Zoom meeting, participate that way. As well, for our members, they have that opportunity to participate via the Zoom webinar if they're not able to come in person. So if there's any reason that they're traveling perhaps, or may have other considerations that make it difficult to be here in chambers, they can still participate fully in the meeting, vote, offer input, etc. with their colleagues as they would if they were right here in chambers.
Yeah, it's a fascinating thing, because folks that are in the chambers here can hear the folks at home and vice versa, which is amazing to me. It's a bit of a technical feat in my mind. So if folks do want to give input virtually, though, I wanted to make sure that we touched on that. A little bit different process than if they were here in council chambers.
Right. So the mayor now asks for input both first from those who are here in chambers, and then he asks for input from our virtual audience. So if anyone wants to participate virtually, they just need to dial into the webinar. The instructions are listed on every council agenda, and the specific meeting link, so that folks can log in and be a part of the meeting audience. And then our Zoom host for the meeting gives instructions to those on the meeting virtually of how to digitally raise their hand if they want to speak and be a part of either that public input session or any of the public hearings during the item.
All right, so we touched on the regular meetings and that hybrid feature. Another side of the council is work sessions. Let's touch on those real quick.
Yes, so regular council meetings are first and third Tuesdays of the month, and work sessions are second and fourth Tuesdays. And those work sessions previously were not televised at all or at all broadcast. So if you wanted to see what the council was talking about, you had to come down here to chambers. Mm-hmm. Now there's the opportunity to participate in the Zoom webinar, and we're also streaming those on YouTube. So work sessions don't have any public input component, but it is an opportunity for the public to better engage with and see what the council is doing during those meetings if they'd like.
Okay, perfect. Well, just in the last couple of seconds here that we have, Anissa, if folks want more information, is there a website place they can go to get like those agendas and minutes and that you mentioned before?
Yes, absolutely. So right on the city website, the city council page of the city website includes our meeting portal, has all of the information with meetings, agendas, minutes, video links, all of that good stuff right there for folks.
Okay, awesome. Anissa, thank you so much for being here today and catching us up on what's happening with council and the clerk's office.
Thank you.
All right, so make sure that you head on over to greeley.gov.com/city-council for more information, as Anissa mentioned. And if you want to watch the council meetings or work sessions at any time, you can always head on over to the City of Greeley's YouTube channel. So again, more info at greeleygov.com/city-council.